Hi, I'm Commissioner Mike McKeon, and I'd like to welcome everyone to a very, very special final edition of the Public Works Pipeline for me. This is going to be a roast, and that's why if you see here today, we've got this stage with so many wonderful people. We're all really well dressed and excited for what's to follow. For introductions, we've got with Andy Gavrin, Vice President of the Board of Commissioners. Paul McElhaney with Public Works. He was also Commissioner for Lower Merion at some point. My dog Chance, and last and least, my daughter Ava. So I know a lot of people are worried about what could happen today with this roast, what could be said. So everyone knows the safe word is pineapple. Other rule, nobody puts Commissioner McKeon in the corner, just so we're clear on that. But it's been a tough time for me on the board recently. This is kind of a cathartic experience for me to come out here. We had a recent operation where we lost a lot of good people over Macho Grande.
Over Macho Grande?
No, I don't think I'll ever be. But Paul, I appreciate you coming out here today. I know you're taking a lot of time away from your job as a holiday Santa at the mall, so thank you. And Paul and Andy, you guys together spent so much time on the Board of Commissioners as a vice president, 10 years I think total. So we know that you're the muscle behind the board. If someone tries to storm the dais to slap around the president, you guys are there to stand up and stop them. Disappointed. I was told Paul was going to be jumping out of a cake to begin this event, but Paul's just sitting here next to me.
They couldn't make one big enough.
Yeah.
And he ate the cake beforehand.
Yeah. I was hungry.
And at some point today, I'm going to try to figure out who's been touching my leg as I've been talking, but I don't think his paws go that far.
It might be Chance.
I don't know. And we also have a special guest coming in later on. There's going to be a new Ward 3 commissioner. Paul was the commissioner for 10 years of Ward 3. I've been the last 6 years. And the new guy, is it Geraldo Woodring or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, we may get to hear from him too in a little bit. So please stick around, everybody, and we'll see who wants to talk next.
So as Mike said, I'm Andy Gavrin, Vice President of the Lower Merion Board of Commissioners, and I'm honored to be here roasting David Kedson, that's the dream I've had for years. You know, the Eagles won the Super Bowl, what was it, February of 2018? One of the highlights of my life, a lot of people from Philadelphia. And then the next week was one of the lowlights. We were forced into a decision. Paul McElhaney, the commissioner from Ward, what ward are you? Ward 3? Ward 3 had stepped away to become the Public Works director, which I also voted against. That didn't help either. Sorry, Paul.
Hey.
That's what happens when you don't endorse me when I run for Board of Commissioners, but you know,
we've all made our choices.
We've all made our choices. But anyway,
He had aspirations for TV. He wants to be on the Public Works Pipeline. I mean, it's the best show around, right?
Yeah. It's one of the best ones we're filming right now. So anyway, we had a choice between a couple of candidates to appoint in the interim. I know, Chance, I think we made the wrong choice as well. But now it's 6 years later, and we're finally getting to say goodbye. So it's been quite a run. I decided to prepare for this roast the same way you prepare for the meetings. I didn't really do anything. But the good news is we do have, and I know you've done this a lot, you've collected a lot of letters from viewers.
Yeah, that goes to the Public Works mailbag.
Right, and so I'm going to read a couple on air that I've actually received from you. So let me see, I'll dig in here. What's this one? The Honorable Commissioner McKeon. That's a good start. Yeah. Not only have you served this township with distinction, but every month your Public Works pipeline was a shining star in the lineup of Lower Merion TV. I thank you. You, your tireless work, wonderful sense of humor, and your insightful comments will be sorely missed. With gratitude, M. McKeon. Interesting. That sounds a lot.
Mary McKeon, maybe.
Or Mike. I know you've been called that on the board. Did you write this letter?
That doesn't look like my handwriting.
Oh, it's your handwriting. Let's do one that's actually from somebody else that you didn't write yourself. To the soon-to-be former Commissioner McKeon, you have, in quotes, represented us for what seems like the past 30 years. I know you tried your hardest. Thankfully, we're done with your reign. Looking forward to our new commissioner. Sincerely, Mr. Onara, Cy Onara, who is definitely not Jeremiah Woodring. Okay. All right, another letter. I think there's one more in here. Let me read this one. See what this one says. Oh, that's a nice start. My darling Mike, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please run for commissioner again. I miss my Wednesday nights. Love, Jen Snyder McKeon from the future? That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure that one's not real. The other two, I think, were real. Because hell hasn't frozen over as far as I know.
No, it has been an honor. I knew. Well, I'm trying to think.
Just so if anybody hears all this panting that might be picked up on the microphone, again, that's just a dog back here.
That was still from Mike catching his breath and going from here to the seat. So somebody said, "Oh, for a roast, think about when you first realized you liked that person."
Can't think of
Still
anything.
thinking about it, huh?
Still trying to figure it out. Well, I'll go a different direction. Let's figure out a different direction. There have been some really fun moments. I think there are some people on our board that have contributed so much intellectually. They've added, President Sinai brings so much, the professor to our board and the way we think. Dan Bernheim has brought so much from his experience and his commitment to his years as commissioner. And I think about what you've brought to the board, and we spend so much time. We spend so much time working. We had a discussion at a recent meeting about how many hours we're spending here, and it's a lot of time to not have any fun. So there are some people on this board that, while maybe they're not contributing so much intellectually, they're not contributing much with their hard work, at least they make it fun. So, it really, we are lucky to have somebody who only contributes, really making it fun.
I mean, maybe I haven't done like things of value, right? Maybe I haven't helped the community, but I think it's a good service, right, to come out, not take anything seriously, laugh at everyone, and make people feel bad for showing up at meetings.
I think that's great. And what's nice about it is, I think because of that and because of how well liked you are on the board, I think was it 5 or 6 times that you were almost impeached, right? I think it was 6 times, right? All of those because you had made so many friends on the board, because we all like you so much, we all decided not to impeach you, despite all of the comments from your constituents.
But also that thing at Ludington, that was a total misunderstanding. I had my clothes on the whole time, and just somebody, they thought they saw something from far away, and I was singing and all that. I was just reading, standing up, and
Nothing like a police cover-up.
no,
and now we have to get it.
you can read the detective's report. I gave a consistent story the whole way through.
And
the
now we
same
have
thing
to
I
get a
told
new-
the district judge too. Yeah, and I had to go appeal it, finally get it expunged. But
And now we have to get a new superintendent because of that. Because of that, thank you very much. It's been an absolute honor and a privilege to serve beside you, Mike. In your honor, I have a little going away present. This wherever camera. And I'll read my little inscription to Mike. Mike, this trash can not only is symbolic of your mediocre show, the Public Works Pipeline, but also of your entire run as commissioner. Congrats on your retirement, my friend. Andy Gavrin, host of LMTV's #1 show Beside the Gavel and Trash Fee Czar. So that's for you, Mike.
It's sad, and Eva can back me up on this. We have such a broke butt that we can use this trash
Yeah,
can.
we
Right? There's a
actually need some
couple-
trash cans, so if
That's
you
an
know.
upgrade. Over
Oh, good. I'm glad it's a
Donate to the
useful.
family, maybe.
It's a useful
Yeah.
tool. And
Yeah.
before, actually, one other thing. I realized now that I don't have a trash can,
Yeah.
Santa.
Yes, sir. What can I do for
I
you?
want a new trash can because I don't have any more.
Well, we'll see what we can
Yeah.
do. Have you
Is that-
been a good boy this year or not?
Is that a real beer?
Hold on. You didn't pay the fee to the lady to get the picture taken. Sorry, kid. Can't help
It's
you.
on camera. All right. Well, thank you, Mike. Congratulations. And you said that Paul was here for 10 years as commissioner. 10 years. Now for 6. The over/under on the next commissioner is like 2.5. And
I mean, I'll
see.
take the under,
I'm taking
but
the
yeah,
under as well.
but I've got
the line
great-
might drop. It might go down to 1.5, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, God bless.
Well, can't really say it's an honor to stand here and speak about my commissioner, Mr. McKeon, who, God bless that he's leaving. He's been here a short timer. I'm going to try to make my speech even shorter than his reign of terror. I've got, these are your cheat sheets. Can't use those. What can I say about Mike? What did he do? Can't find anything on the list. He tried to be community engaged. I don't think he ever found where his communities were, but he was trying to be community engaged.
I stopped getting lost in Belmont Hills after like 4 years on the board. I think I figured out is if you go down Ashland, you can hit most of the other streets from there.
Well, at least he figured out
Yeah.
the Ashland, the bottom of the street's actually Jefferson. But
Well,
we won't get picky with you.
Actually,
Get lost
it
almost
did take me
everywhere.
like 2 years to realize that Woodbine and Jefferson are the same street because I was like, oh, how do they connect?
Yeah, and then Ashland kind of breaks us
Yeah.
off. No, I had the distinct pleasure of getting off the board prior to Mike.
was all of our pleasure.
Mike coming. Yes, I know it was everybody's pleasure. But if you look at the correlation, Andy came on the board. Paul ran from the board. So I'm not saying anything.
It's called a
there.
win-win
It
situation.
was a win-win. And then I do need to owe you an apology, Andy, because you did have to vote for Mike. And there wasn't really a lot to choose from, but we made it through. Things didn't go too far downhill, I hope.
I mean, you said I told you so a lot of times. I think you were right each time you said that.
But I didn't quite rub it in. I just did it politely. So, but no. All kidding aside, I will say that Mike, it was truly an honor to work with you in my capacity as Director of Public Works, but also at times when you would look to me to see what historically had occurred and things like that throughout our ward that we shared as commissioner. And you did always have the community's best interest in your focus. And I will say, I can say this. I know it is a job that you get little, if any, appreciation for your time doing it. So I would at least like to say thank you, and I appreciate the time that you put forward, because I do know what it takes away from your own personal, but what it takes away from your family. And having children of the same age that your children were when you came into office, I expressed to you what challenges that would be, and the struggles, and appreciate everything that you did to work your way through those challenges and struggles. So with that, everything went downhill.
Well, not the Public Works pipeline. I mean, I think we took government TV to a new level there, and I appreciate you sticking around with me. We were a good 1-2 punch.
We were, but the issue is like the competition. The other shows really don't offer
trash.
They don't offer much.
Yeah, behind the whatever,
Beating
beside the
something to
gravel or
gravel or
something.
something like
yeah,
that,
it was, with these meatball questions and everything. It was poorly scripted.
What
Poorly
about
prepared.
what about the budget? What
Right,
about
yeah. What can
really?
you tell us about the budget? Yeah,
Like anybody cares.
yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
gonna
so I didn't
listen-
see you there. I'm sorry, Andy. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Just like everyone else, I'm not listening to you.
I heard that every show was about the trash fee.
Yeah.
Fee. So
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to talk about Public Works, because
Mike
when,
didn't.
when you got YouTube clowns trying to run the show,
Get off the stage.
So with that, I will take my exit.
Hi, I'm Commissioner Mike McKeon. I'd like to welcome everybody back to the Public Works Pipeline / Roastathon. Mercifully, we're getting close to being done here. The dogs are literally barking here and getting worked up. But this is a very special segment here now where Jeremiah Woodring, who is the Commissioner-elect for Ward 3 and the next Ward 3 Commissioner, is here, and we'll have a little opportunity to talk to Jeremiah. But before he gets up there, I thought I'd make fun of Commissioner Grimes since he's not here. So this is my impersonation of Commissioner Grimes at a commissioner meeting. And then he begins building and planning. Anyway,
Wow,
so
you're talented.
thank you. So Jeremiah, if you wouldn't mind just getting up and kind of talk
Sure.
about yourself.
Sure, absolutely.
Introduce
Hi,
yourself to everyone out in TV land.
Hi, everyone. My name is Geraldo. I'm sorry, Jeremiah Woodring. Sorry about that. I'm a resident of Belmont Hills, the commissioner-elect for Ward 3. I'm a practicing architect. My agent had said that a couple shows reached out to me. Luckily, throwing gavels wasn't on that list.
And we're
of
sorry we
shows
didn't
to
get
go
you
on.
that dressing room that you wanted. I know with
No
the
worries.
contract demands and everything, and you get the jelly beans as part of.
I was really looking forward
yeah.
to those jelly beans. But no, I'm a practicing architect. I have 2 young daughters, 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. My wife and I, we've lived in Belmont Hills for relatively around 4 years. And I'm looking forward to serving, unfortunately next to this guy, but
Would
it's gonna
you?
be a
So
fun time.
I didn't want you to
know
make
you
any
yet.
campaign promises,
Nope,
but
nope.
Andy does a television show for Lower Merion Television. Would you promise not to ever be a guest on that show, or is that something you're not comfortable with? Right.
I think
right
that
now?
one I can make him a commitment to.
Yeah.
That one's good.
I'll make that commitment too. He's never going to be a guest on the side.
No, I'm really looking forward to this, and so thank you for having this opportunity to have me here.
So Jeremiah, you said you moved to Belmont Hills about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The rumors I heard were you were looking for a place where the commissioner.
And you should
bar
Jeremiah, if that really is your name,
if that
too.
really is
yeah.
your name.
Yeah.
But you wanted to find a place where the bar for serving as commissioner was very low. And that's what made you find Belmont Hills. Is that accurate?
I mean, when I met my neighbors for the first time, they were like, "You got to get this guy out of here." And so I was like, "Oh, you know what? In a couple years, let me get settled, and post-pandemic, I'll go ahead and run."
So
But
why? What were you thinking? Why are you doing this?
no, government was always an interest of mine growing up, and as an architect, we always look for ways to kind of serve the community. And this was essentially a way I could leverage my skill sets as a licensed architect. And
Have you
really try to
worked
help.
on your Belmont Hills accent yet? Like, for example, there's no library in Belmont Hills. There's a library. And if you're in Belmont Hills and you're going to go to there's a borough within Lower Merion, that would be the borough of Narberth. So someone from Belmont Hills was going to a library in Narberth, you would be going to the Narberth library.
I think I speak like that already.
All right, well,
anyways,
good,
but- so I fit right in.
And I said that after Paul left, so you can't beat me up today. You'd have to do it later on. But I know one day I probably will wake up in the basement of the Belmont Hills Firehouse, maybe taped up and gagged because of something I said. So, but hasn't happened yet.
That's funny because I heard that normally you wake up like right outside on the street.
Yeah, it
maybe.
happens almost every night at the house.
Besides his accent, one thing that Mike has contributed to the board is he knows everybody, right? In 1992, I played football with this guy who's now over at this place, and then that bar, that guy was owned by this and that. Blah, blah, blah. Have you met a number of people? Like, how's it been as you've gone out and campaigning and meeting people, and coming to this neighborhood as a new, relatively new, being here for 4 years? How has that experience been for you, especially coming after Cliff Clavin over there, who knew everybody?
It's been really exciting. So one of the first steps I took was being involved in our local civic association. That was important to me to really show that I'm here to be a community-driven individual. Some background information about me. It's like I grew up in a low-income household, so we were, essentially apartment hopping for most of my childhood. And so being a part of a established community was definitely like a requirement for when we would start our own family. And Belmont Hills has just been amazing on that front.
That's like the most established community in America. Like some of these families go back
6, 7
40,
generations.
50 generations. Yeah, they went and they were heckling people, the Pilgrims getting off the Mayflower.
Yeah. And I think really it comes down to, I was knocking on doors in all areas of Ward 3, really coming down to listening to the residents and not trying to impose anything I believe on anyone else.
That must have been a nice change for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will say, a lot of people were distraught that you were leaving and not running. In fact, one person was like, "I'm still voting for Mike McKeon." I'm like, "All right, that's fine. It's only the primary. It's fine." But no, I think it comes down to really listening, establishing connections to community leaders at all the civics, and yeah.
No, I was happy you came along too, because I didn't know what I was going to do, what was going to happen, and like, in all seriousness, I think some commissioners, they do try to line up a successor, and that can be a little bit overdone. Let other people think. So this wasn't like intentional, but it was great that the timing of it just worked out really well.
But I do recall, over a year ago now, coming to you just to see where I could serve on a commission or advisory council board or something, and then finding out that you didn't want to run again. I was like, okay, well, let's go for the top, I guess.
Yeah, I remember because you were interested, I think, in the planning commission or
Yep.
some other things like
Planning
that.
commission.
Yeah.
Better place them now than never.
Planning Commission of Environmental Advisory Council. I have a few certifications in sustainability, so that means a lot to me. I really want to see Lower Merion kind of take the lead on becoming a net zero township if possible. So, looking to help guide us in that direction.
Well, we're net positive now, switching from Mike to you. No, I mean, I think it's been great hearing your background. I think you're going to bring so much to the board. I think, hearing that you're coming into it for the right reasons is so wonderful. I'm still taking the under, but, we'll see. I've lost money on bets before.
That's fair. Just advertising myself as the, Mike McKeon 2.0.
Oh, God, don't
A lot
do
younger
that.
and a lot
Don't do that.
Will you host the Public Works Pipeline? And again, not trying to get a commitment, but we don't know who's going to host next year. If you're on the Public Works Committee, would you consider taking this show and either running it into the ground or taking it to a higher level?
I think we could take it to a higher level. Absolutely. Why
I
not?
mean, it's already in the ground.
Yeah,
Into the
you
ground.
really go.
Yeah,
You
one or
gotta
two
get out of
steps
the
up.
negative.
Yeah.
It won't be hard to take over the number
Yeah.
one spot. So.
And you it's number one. Check out the YouTube hits. There's more aside from the most recent Behind the Gavel, because I was a guest on that one.
It's more than 3 views.
We're crushing it on YouTube.
Because you have a big that's 'cause you have a big family. How many times? Is that what you're doing the whole meeting when you're down there looking down? You're just hitting.
My mom
refresh
and my
on the
dad.
YouTube
Yeah,
page?
yeah. I'm like, Mom, watch my show again, please. Come on, we're up to almost double-digit hits. So, all right. Anyway, we're just about done here. I thank everyone for your time here. We're going to wrap it up with some final remarks from me.
Chance wants it to be over. Hi, I'm Commissioner Mike McKeon, and I'm going to be finishing the show off now. I'd like to thank everybody coming out and giving me a good roast. And I'm about to go back to my office and write about 35 5-paragraph long emails to everybody in the township to thank them for having me on the board of commissioners. And
What are you going to do tonight, Commissioner McKeon?
I'm probably gonna just lay on the couch and sneeze really loud and have the TV up really loud
That sounds
and
wonderful.
just cause havoc on everybody. And thank you very much.